Shalom, Jacob from Echad. Why was the Torah given what is called panim el panim, face to face? And also we hear pe el pe, adaber bo, that we speak from mouth to mouth. What is the reason for that? Right, because you would think that it should be from, we hear from mouth to ear. What do you mean from mouth to mouth? It should be from the mouth to the ear. So the explanation is that Bezrat Hashem, you're going to know the Torah so well that it's going to be from the mouth of the teacher right into your mouth. You'll be able to give it over immediately and better with the enthusiasm and with even adding correct, beautiful ideas and expanding the Torah. And so that is the meaning and the symbol of the logo, Pe el pe, panim el panim, and to give it over face to face, from mouth to mouth, meaning you're going to know it so well, you'll be able to give it over, not just into your ear. So either that means that most people, as they say, in one ear, out the other, or means that some people just can sort of understand something, but they can't really explain it somehow. And so that would be the difference that the sages explain, the gra between bina and tfuna. Bina for yourself, tfuna is the ability to then give it over to others, as the Haggadah teaches. And so Bezrat Hashem here at Echad, and also, so we'll give over the Torah and we'll make it interesting, but also because the Torah is so, when it's interesting, when anything's interesting, then remembering it is effortless. It's, if something is the most boring thing in the world, then immediately we fall asleep. But fortunately for us, the entire Torah, it begins with the beginning of the creation of the entire universe and the purpose of this whole video game, so to speak. And it's very interesting all throughout. The beginning is always that, and then you could reach a hard part, but you have to fight through it. And then you're rewarded for your perseverance, as they say. And so because the Torah is so interesting, a lot of it's going to be effortless to remember it. And not only that, but the sages teach us in the symbols, Samech and Ayin. Samech is 60 and Ayin is 70, but focusing now on just the Samech and Ayin for an acronym of Simanin, which is signs and symbols, and then visually the Samech is like a circle. When you want to make something stand out off the page, you circle it, you highlight it somehow. And the Ayin is Aseh, is to make, because the symbol itself is the unity of male and female, which is the only thing that creates an life and completes a circuit and completes a whole action. All of that's discussed and will be discussed in other articles and things. And so the sages transmit that when it comes to Torah, simanin aseh batorah, in the Torah itself, make these signs and mnemonics and symbols as you're learning the Torah, vikne ota, and then you'll acquire her once again. And so, a siman is in the thing itself, like on a camping trail where you make a symbol in the dead wood of a tree, that even if you don't need to remember it, the next time you see that tree and your special symbol that you created, you know that that is you. You know that you were there, and you know the trail now, and you know everything. So once you make the siman in the word, mesamen, you're making a special sign in the word, then the next time you see that word, you'll already know the definition, and we give the example in Aramaic of tzafra and ramsha. Even just focusing on the morning has the word tzipor. So just by that alone, when you see them in the same sentence, tzafra, it has the birds start chirping in the morning exactly at dawn. So right away you know that word is different than the other word, and ramsha has remes, creepy crawly bugs, that come out at night. And so that's evening, Ramsha, and then the morning, Safra, with the birds come out at dawn. It's built into the language, and the definition of words is in the words themselves, as Rabbi Kaplan explains, and the definition of symbols is in the symbols themselves. They depict truths like a stop sign. Everyone knows what a stop sign means. That's how easy it is to know what each of the symbols means in biblical Hebrew. It's meant to be the easiest thing to begin and the most advanced thing, so that you'll never finish, because you have unlimited content that keeps growing as you grow and gets deeper as you deepen into it. As I just heard the sage from the Ramchal institution point out, that the words of Torah are compared to like coal in the furnace that looks like they're not even lit, and then you have to poke them and break them, and once all of a sudden you see that they're on fire inside, and they're all fire and everything. Basically, the infinite being doesn't want to flood people, and the Torah is this great infinite ocean of wisdom, and you swim as deep as you want, and it's all based on you and your skills and your level, and as you grow with the Aleph Bet, using those universal master tools, keys, universal tools, keys, whatever is the right word. I don't even think it translates in English. Throughout the entire system of learning Torah, every number translates immediately to the symbols, obviously. Every word has a unique value, therefore, and shows links between information that is completely lost in translation among the long list of insane things that are lost in translation. We mentioned one earlier, he'll acquire the Torah, her, you'll reacquire her. The concept of gender is neutered, has v'shalom, in English. And you don't know which things are masculine and feminine that teach things about the masculine and feminine entities that are really halves of one complete thing, and all that kind of stuff. The Torah itself, so again, simanim aseh Torah, and then you'll reacquire her very easily. And we say in the Haggadah, Rabbi Yehuda haya noten bahem simanim. Rabbi Yehuda was the one to give into them a siman. And Tanakh Simanim quotes the Midrash that the tribe of Yehuda, who were all sofrim and scribes, and they all were masters of the Aleph Bet, and they all were masters of the Torah. There's no other way. And they made all these signs, symbols, mnemonics as they're learning Torah, and they were masters and reacquired the entire Torah. And again, it's in the thing itself, in the words themselves. Look into the word and see which Aleph Bet are hiding. What is this word teaching? Why is it this Aleph Bet in this sequence? What are all the symbols scrambled spelling these other words, and how are they all linked? There's many levels. I think that the highest that I've seen is Rabbi Eliezer Migramiza, Alava Shalom, Shemikom Damav, whatever you're supposed to say, but writes, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shekoho b'gvurato maleh olam, at the thunder, that God's power and God's might and restraint, maleh olam, and for lightning, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oseh ma'aseh bereshith. And that is who makes and completes the whole act of creation of a whole new beginning of a universe. So I think it is about to storm, which is why it got dark, which is a blessing too, right? The storms. There's different kinds of rain. There's many words for rain. We'll see. But anyway, they made the symbols in the words themselves and reacquired the entire Torah. And that is the lesson for us to also make the mnemonics. And the mnemonics are the Aleph Bet, which are unique, futuristic, really futuristic. It's code, futuristic signs. That's what Ot means. The Vilna Gaon explains Ot is a futuristic sign, saying what will be, and then when it comes to pass, then you know that whatever was said was the truth. And we know that evil signs never have to happen, or evil prophecies never have to happen, if that's the same thing. But you make it in the thing and reacquire the entire Torah effortlessly, like Rabbi Akiva Bezrat Hashem, with pleasure and joy, and you asking your questions. And it's cute in English that there's, as my English teacher said, the word quest is in the word question, which is that when you ask your questions, that leads you on your quest for the truth and for different truths, which really, will lead you in the right places, the truth itself about the matters of different things. Oh, Hashem, really raining. Just gonna close it to pause it and pick up in a second. Okay, hopefully that actually paused and I'm back now. I don't know if that green weird screen, which looked cool for a background, is there or not. And I can't tell if it's better to speak lower with the mic closer or speak louder with the mic further away, so please let me know in the comments. But I figured also to just explain during this time, these 49 days, to acquire the symbols of the Aleph Bet, to count up as we're counting to the Torah, acquiring a symbol each day at least of Ashurith and Ivrith, because you need both together, and then be able to hopefully read, which is the wrong word, but there's no word in English, to experience whatever, to experience the Torah in its original structure and form, and finally enjoy your life. Because we've just been trapped in this world of ugly information. The symbols are ugly, the rules are ugly, the no gender, it's just, English destroyed the world. They destroyed the world. They really did. And every evil is coming to an end. All the signs of the end times, time as we know it, as Rabbi Sutton importantly points out and adds, it's not the end of the universe. It's the end of this world and how it's run and how we know it. The game is up. The jig is up. Jig is interesting. Gog. That's interesting. I didn't think about that one. I just said it as they say, and then that's interesting that is how you would write it in Hebrew, which is the leader of the New World Order, as they would say. New World Order meaning ancient world order of evil. There's nothing new about the evil that they want to do to the world. There's nothing new about them, meaning these ideas that want to enslave humanity. As they say, a slave never escaped Egypt. A single slave never escaped Egypt, which is what maximized the fact that now millions of people left Egypt altogether because of their heavy, dark magic, dark psychology, whatever you want to call these things, or all together, and way more powerful than anything they have today, at least visible and known in the world. Obviously, the people with the real power are not going to be dancing in the, During these 49 days to reacquire the keys to unlock the Torah directly, because everything is lost in translation. Mainly the divinity, Targum Shir Hashirim, the pleasure, also probably Targum Shir Hashirim in that same exact place. The pleasure, the divinity, the wisdom, and everything is lost to the point that all that remains are just a collection of stories that are very nice and could be still the best stories ever told if they're, translated and whatever, but God is lost in translation, and people are going to be arguing and looking forever in every other language except the original languages. And there come out the PhDs and be like, what do you mean? This is not the earliest language. We have this and we have that. You don't have the symbols that literally make up reality, okay? You can see the symbols in reality. How a hay makes your hand in every possible way. In K'tav Ashurith, when you observe its structure. And even in K'tav Ivrith, where you observe its structure, that it has 5 prongs to depict a hand, and these concepts of hand and being able to give with the hand, being able to receive with the hand. The hand has a human structure. You know, the thumb is the head, the 2 fingers are like the hands, and the feet. And there's been plays like done with these kinds of things. But that's how you write a hay in K'tav Ivrith, essentially. So anyway, you'll see our Aleph poster that's been updated for this year, B'ezrat Hashem. But this way you'll acquire the entire Torah, going through these symbols, and finally coming back to these ancient sounds and beautiful, stunning symbols, not Times New Roman 12-point aligned to the left font, but beautiful Torah symbols in full HD, where you could see the nuance of their shapes, which teach everything that it's supposed to teach, and all the things that they teach, and then all together. All lost in translation. All the reason we have to come back to the original, and no amount of translations, unless it's the translation to bring them back to the actual language, is going to help. It's just lowering the Torah more and more, which again, you know, people don't need to lower the Torah when they need to just begin at the beginning. Begin with the Aleph and then begin to rise. This is where you begin to move up. When you acquire the Aleph for yourself. And I don't mean just how to read. I don't mean because each symbol is a picture. We started this. Each are futuristic signs, symbols, pictures, numbers, sounds, stories, powers, functions, names, meanings, unique abilities, features, and each Aleph is made up of other Aleph and different combinations of that, and they keep morphing in different ways, and you'll see all these things as you learn more and more of each symbol and learn what does it mean, like the mem that opens and the mem that's closed, or the peh, that literally the mouth that could open or close, and it's visually seen. Either the jaw is up and it's locked, or the jaw drops down and it's open. All these things, and the Aleph move, and Rabbi Joel David Back said that they're like these, it's like taking a still of a shadow being cast by fire, where it keeps moving and it keeps changing its shape. The Aleph are like different captures of the same thing, of just different shapes, and you'll see how a lot of them morph into one another and are included within one another. This different sage said that all the symbols of the Aleph are already included within the Aleph in Ashurith. He writes it a little bit special. The top Yud is more of like a little Zayin, essentially, and then you have all these shapes. But what is a Zayin? It's a Vav looking back to back, and that makes, if you capture it this way, looking this way, and looking that way, that is, you know, right and left hemispheres of the brain. That is the full symbol. Okay, well, this is, I hope that this is good. I'm testing out this microphone over here at the same time in this little video, because it's been a while, and I see some people subscribing, and I appreciate that, and I see some people that unsubscribe because it's been so long, which I totally understand. You're looking for actually, for actual daily content, and B'ezrat Hashem, I mean, I feel like once we need to get more people who just know the Aleph and know the flow of what we're trying to do here, and really run with it in the right way, so no cults form and break off and has v'shalom and whatever. It's not a cult, but the restoration of the entire Torah as it was given before millions of free people we're freed from all the pharaohs that imprison their minds and their lives and destroy their children and happiness and sanity, and give men women jobs and give women men jobs, and flip the world to prevent everything happening in the natural right way, from preventing the Mashiach and the Mashiach's righteous generation from being born that will save the world altogether. And it's just the literal Egypt happening again, which is one of the shocking things of reading the Midrash, especially as an adult, because as kids, you think it's stories, you think it's the past, how it's taught and whatever. It's no one's fault, but it's just how we're presented. But now knowing, and that's why the importance of continuing to learn Torah, because you don't tell kids certain things, obviously. And it's when they're ready, which is again the question. You have to ask everything. And lo habaishan lamed, a person who's embarrassed can never fully learn. All these teachings of the sages, and we need to restore Rabbi Akiva's Aleph Bet army. I don't know if you're subscribed to the email list. We sent out an email like that. But it's going to be an article, obviously, on our site. But during this time, confirmed by gigantic sages of Israel, that Rabbi Akiva was preparing to literally save the entire world and illuminate the entire world and send out these sages, masters of the Aleph Bet, like Rabbi Akiva, and be able to give people the full divine experience that no human being created any of these symbols that are so beautiful and stunning and teach us all these good things and guides for life, and are the entire Torah summed up into 22 bite-sized portions, bite-sized symbols. And once we, as the Targum Shir Shirim, Rav Yosef transmits and teaches us, that once we see the Aleph Bet, we will choose your divinity and over anything in this world, and we will return to you with full love. And that's the meaning of V'haya Hashem lemelech al kol haaretz, velo lemoshel al kol haaretz. God will be a melech, the choice of free people on the entire world, and not a dictator and king. Once people see the beauty, no one will not choose that beauty, and then we win the game. Bezrat Hashem. Bezrat Hashem. If you have any comments, questions, if you have any ideas for future episodes, if you want to work for Echad, we'll figure out the funding. But if you want to do just volunteer work for now, if you want to learn the Aleph Bet, it's the main thing that we can do, literally. Learning the symbols, mastering the symbols, giving them over with fire. So again, from mouth to mouth, from you being able to say it to them being able to say it over. And that is a real torch, a real light, where when you light the other torch, it is the same fire. It is the same fire, the same level. It can do the same potential. And that's what we need. We need all these torches lit with the Aleph Bet light. And that is the meaning of Baruch, as if you write it phonetically. Bet Aleph Reish Vav Chaf Sofit, where you have or inside the Aleph Bet, Bach, on the outside. And inside you have or, light. And that is Baruch. You, Hashem, are the source of the Aleph Bet and the light contained within these symbols, and the wisdom and the beauty and the pleasure and the information and the everything that's hidden away there and has been hidden away in plain sight. And again, why we need the sages immediately around the world and people to be the students of Rabbi Akiva and restore that army, restore the sages and the Aleph Bet messages, and Bezrat Hashem, the world will be the most beautiful place once again. For real, for everyone. Okay. Thank you so much, and I hope this came out okay. Kol Tov. All the best.